Hi, I'm Koichi Naruishi, and we're here at Carlsbad Integrative Medical Center with Dr. Carolyn Candido. And she just wrote an article recently on energy. And I wanted to interview her to get her tidbits and maybe some tips at the end as to how we can get more energy. Hi, Dr. Candido.
Hi, thanks for having me, Koichi. I wrote this article basically to give people an overview of my approach to chronic fatigue. There are lots of factors involved, and you can't just blame it on one thing. I like to look at people's adrenals, their hormone levels, their thyroid, their gut, and micronutrients when I'm assessing for the causes of chronic fatigue. And then from there, then we can go and I could create a supplement plan to help them get their energy back. But there's so many reasons why people have fatigue these days, and I just wanted to be able to kind of give an overview for what we can do about it.
Got it. Now, you mentioned 5.
Yeah.
Now, is there one thing that actually comes up more often than not with patients that you see who have chronic fatigue or energy dips?
I think that adrenal insufficiency is probably one of the most common causes of chronic fatigue, because a lot of people are under stress these days. They're not getting enough sleep, and when your adrenals are producing cortisol, it's reducing the available resources for producing other things that you need, like your hormones, your sex hormones. It also can affect your thyroid as well. So when you're under stress, like some of the typical patterns that I hear is like people get enough sleep, but they wake up feeling exhausted, and they feel like, especially in the afternoon, they have a dip. But usually, if your adrenals are functioning well, your dip should come before bedtime. And sometimes people aren't even sleeping properly. So that could be another indication if you are, not, feeling awake at night and you're feeling like really tired during the day, that maybe something is wrong with your adrenals, and you might have an inverse pattern. So
when you talk about inverse patterns, is that when the cortisol is not spiking when it should? How does that work?
Yeah, your cortisol level should spike in the daytime, like before you wake up. So around 5 a.m. you should start feeling that urge to wake up, and then it should dip before bedtime around 8 p.m. or whenever you go to sleep, like an hour before. So people tend to stay up late at night, and they're stimulating themselves with media or reading or something like that. So
Facebook.
that could definitely, definitely Facebook. Maybe that's affecting people's sleep, but you want to get your body prepared to go to bed. So just turning off the lights, decreasing that kind of stimulation from media will be helpful. But if you're not feeling, if you're feeling really tired in the morning and you're not able to get out of bed, that could be another sign that your adrenals are really fatigued.
Wow, okay, that's great. Now, how do we know, let's say some patients come to you with these problems already full-blown, and how could some of us start to detect that besides the not feeling tired at night or not feeling a little bit groggy in the morning? Are there any other telltale signs that our adrenals are not working before it even gets to that point?
Yeah, I usually do a pupillary test when I turn off the lights. For example, your eyes should dilate in pupil size, and then when I shine a light in a person's eyes, they should constrict. But I see people, when their adrenals are fatigued, their pupils don't remain constricted because they have a little adrenal fatigue. So for me, that's like a sign. You could do that also in the mirror, is look at your eyeball and see if the light constriction and maintains constriction. Other signs of fatigue, people feel fatigue, but another thing that I look at when I examine a patient, I look at their tongue. And one of the common signs of qi deficiency, qi is energy, is scalloped tongue. So if your tongue is enlarged, it's edematous, there's going to be teeth marks on the edge, and I call it scalloped tongue, and it's pale. So that qi deficiency can show up also in your adrenal labs, but for me that's like an easy way to like screen people for chronic fatigue.
Got it. So when you say edematous, can you explain to a little bit of what that means?
Your tongue is a little swollen, so because your tongue is swollen, your teeth are going to make marks on it when you're sleeping. So there's going to be a scalloped edge. So it's not smooth on the edges. It's not with everybody, but I can tell just even by looking at a person's tongue without even talking, without ever, asking about their story, that there's some Qi deficiency.
Wow. Okay, great. So it sounds like you also combine East and West.
Yeah.
Now, before we end, I'd just like to ask, what are top 3 things that people can do today after watching this that they can do to just start taking care of their energy?
Well, number 1 is sleep. Everyone needs more sleep. And then number 2, I would recommend people, especially like if you're doing a lot of activity, I think nutrients are important, specifically a B complex that's going to help support not just your adrenals, but also your thyroid and sex hormones. All of those need micronutrients as cofactors. So having a good micronutrient profile in your vitamins is really important. And then number 3, the other things that I would recommend besides supplementation, testing. I do recommend that if you are interested in figuring out what the root causes, instead of just taking random supplements and energy drinks just to mask it, I think you should get tested.
Great, like the SpectraCell analysis that we did the other day.
Yeah, we did the micronutrient test, and that is like, if you see that you have lots of B vitamin deficiencies and antioxidant deficiencies, that could indicate that you have adrenal fatigue. But I also like to test people for adrenal fatigue with their saliva. So the saliva test can show me your cortisol profile. If it's dipping at the appropriate times and peaking in the morning, that's something that can show me and the patient, like, look, you have adrenal fatigue. We need to do something about it, and figuring out ways of supporting it, whether it's through supplementation. I also do custom supplements with creams to help support the adrenals. And also lifestyle changes.
Awesome.
As well.
Right on. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And where can we find you if we have more questions about testing, supplements, anything like that?
I am available here at Carlsbad Integrative Medical Center. We're open Monday through Friday. So if you are interested in testing, just give us a call and schedule an appointment with me. Or if you just want to find out more information, you can check out our website, either Facebook or we're at carlsbadimc.com.
Thanks, Caroline.
Yeah, no problem.